Well, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me at this very fine 2:30/3 a.m. ish hour. I couldn't get my head down, and I had a comment on the last video I posted. A couple of videos ago. This fella telling me he was having a royal yacht, and then I couldn't stop thinking about royal yachts, so here I am downstairs, and I think I'm going to have one of those. Hope you're all well. It's I thought I'd come up with a topic for the discussion this evening. It's just off the fly, so if I get tongue twisted, then I apologise for that. But it is 3 a.m. and so the topic I wanted to discuss is neurodivergence and why pipe smoking is such a great choice for a special interest. So I don't know if you're familiar with people that are neurodivergent, but they tend to have a selection of very strong, very favourite things, and they seem to know lots of wild facts and can't stop thinking about it. So one of mine is photography. Now, I spent maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 5 actually, completely obsessed with photography. And if I wasn't out with my camera, I was just really upset. I just really didn't want to put it down, basically. And whenever I was doing anything else that was not photography related, it just wasn't worth doing, and I just found it very difficult. So that's an example of a special interest. And let's just do our housekeeping. So we've got, which is from that to I keep forgetting the name of it, Tortugas Estates, I think they call it. I got it off. It's a estate pipe. It's only a cheap one, maybe 20 odd quid. But I really like this one. It's got a good sized barrel, and it smokes very well. It's a Vanini pipe. Nice straight off the cuff, brilliant. Might as well put you there actually, so you can see me a bit better. So I think the first thought of why pipe smoking is a wonderful addition to a neurodivergent's life, so much so that it becomes a special interest, is one, tactile. It's in your hands, it's keeping you busy. It's got so people that are neurodivergent, you'll often find stimming some sort of way. Sometimes you maybe rock or do stuff with your hands, or make sounds, or bounce when you walk slightly, just because the feeling of it's pleasurable. And pipes are a very pleasant thing to hold, and and it's a good way to regulate yourself is stimming. So usually when you're struggling, or not struggling, but when you're struggling with something that's sensory around you, like maybe a situation or a conversation or a dynamic is overwhelming, stimming is a way to try and regulate yourself so you don't overwhelm. So if you ever see someone that's autistic, or maybe a child or something, and they're rocking or stimming or making funny noises, it's a really bad idea to stop them from doing that, because that's the thing that's really important for them, that helps them regulate. Often they'll do it when they're really excited or really nervous, or very, when they've got strong emotions going on or whatever. So yeah, so I think for one of the reasons, first and foremost, is it's in your hand. Quite often they're very artistic and they're very, very special objects, and that just fits really well with an autistic ADHD style of mind. Now, then you go through to the next phase, which is so quite often people on the spectrum have sensory issues. Now, one of the issues, so obviously you have these sensory issues, so that's like things that are overwhelming, so like clothing, sounds, noises, taste, smells, all the rest of it. But you can also have what's called sensory seeking. Now, the fact that you can get some unbelievably wonderful tobaccos and wonderful sensations from having a pipe, it fits in to that sensory seeking place like an absolute dream. And so you first of all you've got your tactile, and then you've got your the fact that the special objects. It's a collectible situation that you've got going on. So collecting things, organising things, keeping things in order. Generally speaking, for an autistic person, that's really good. But ADHD tends to be a bit like me. So I've got both. I'm what's called ADHD. So I've got autism and ADHD. So the mixture between the two is constantly fighting away with the trying to organise everything, which makes me very happy. But then the ADHD side is very chaotic. Anyway, we digress. So tactile, nice in the hand. Sensory seeking, great for the on that front. Tobacco. Now, tobacco is arguably a form of self-medication. Now, I don't want to say if it's a positive or a negative, because obviously I don't want to go down the route of suggesting that anybody should take up the hobby of pipe smoking. But it is a fantastic. See, I'm tripping up with my words again. Then it is so it's a very potentially soothing substance is nicotine for somebody that has issues with ADHD, because what it does is it helps regulate that concentration, albeit brief, and maybe for a very short period of time after. There's a stimulant acting on your mind, and it acts a little bit like the medication that you get for ADHD. So also it's so people with ADHD tend to have low dopamine. So caffeine, dopamine, they're all thick fixes. So this is a monstrously massive fix. And then there's the ritualistic behaviour, the cleaning, the taking care of the pipe, placing it in its drawer, all the rest of it, sitting, being meditative, all the rest of it. They're all really positive attributes for somebody that's neurodivergent. So yeah. Does that when it's running out of gas, which is helpful for a second or so, but sometimes catches you off guard. Yeah, so lots of special objects that are of high interest and wonderful talking pieces. Somebody asks you about your pipes when they come round. So when someone, me personally, I struggle to have people in my house. But if someone was coming to my house and they mentioned that they like pipes, that'd be a completely different story altogether. You'd be in here and all the pipes would be out. We'd be having a pipe. We'd be talking about pipes. It'd be absolutely fantastic. But if I had a guest that came in and just was doing small talk, which is absolutely terribly boring for me, and then I would be in a great struggle at that point. So it's funny. It's also a great common interest. So it assists us in being able to find new people and have something in common. Because although with ADHD, generally speaking, you're very good at people pleasing and masking and all the rest of it, generally speaking, you do find it troubling and difficult to form long-lasting and meaningful relationships. Another positive or another reason why you will find somebody on the spectrum doing very well with pipe smoking is because of the social aspect of it as well. It gives us a very strong common interest, because whether you're on the spectrum or not, anybody who pipe smokes seems to be absolutely mad about it. Maybe all of us pipe smokers are on the spectrum at some form or level, because everyone I've met that smokes a pipe does indeed find this to be a very special interest that they hold very dearly and is very sacred to them. Quite often has a very powerful, potent meaning behind their doing so. See, gone out. That was me warning that big. Let me find another one. I'm looking for gas now. I bet I've got some in this flipping desk I didn't need to move. That'll do. So yeah, I wonder what you guys think. Have you got any thoughts to add? Have we got any neurodivergent people that are watching? No, it's not an encouraging video. I don't want to encourage anyone to smoke. I just thought it'd be quite an educational, well, not an educational, but a lived experience style researching, interesting topic to cover, really. Obviously, because I'm a pipe smoker, but maybe thought it would be interesting. Just a cool little topic to converse over. So, I'd love to know whether you're on the spectrum or not. Is pipe smoking a special interest to you, and what does it do for you? This is all for sort of research purposes. So, is it ritualistic? Is it self-medicating? Is it a bad habit, as a lot of people would like to suggest it might be? Is it the collecting aspect of it? What's the best bit? Sorry, I should rephrase that. What is the reasoning behind why you do it, and what are the positive attributes for doing so? But obviously, like I've said a few times now, I'm not endorsing or suggesting or encouraging anybody to take it up. I just find it quite fascinating how we're drawn to certain things. I identified nicotine as a way of self-medicating, choosing my words carefully there, quite early on, and I found that it gave me a temporary, maybe brief, bit of relief, and seemed to help me be a bit more focused in my attention span. I think I started, but that was with smoking cigarettes. But obviously, smoking cigarettes is terrible. I was always wheezing and coughing and all the rest of it because full of toxic poison. You know, it's poison in it. Put maybe thousands of different chemicals in them to make them burn in a certain fashion, don't they? So. Whereas this, although I'm a bit naughty with it, I do breathe it in sometimes. I try not to. And I found that it's much more of a safer way to consume nicotine. I'm not saying it is. It just feels as though it might be. And Royal Yacht is a wonderful one, I must admit. That's a Virginia. I did go over this one on a video not long ago. But yeah, it's nice. If you didn't watch that video, it's your Peterson's. And for research purposes, that's what it looks like. Bob's your uncle. Should be tucked up in bed right now. How are we doing? Have I gone over a silly amount of time? Why is the screen not working? See, like, the screen goes off on this and it's 17 minutes. 17 minutes too long? I think I'll maybe finish my pipe. Put some Leonard Cohen on and be interested to see what you guys have to say regarding the reasoning behind the pipe and what's the reasoning that you found yourself within this community. The community is wonderful, but what else is there about the pipe? What is it for you? I'd especially love to hear from anybody who's neurodiverse, and if they have found some form of relief and commune, and does it fit the special interest box? Yeah, cheers. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.